So I spent the entire of my last week talking about my favorite tournament promo, the Night Rose promo. Now I have to cover the rest of the promos, and yeah. So by the way, a lot of you asked, oh, where is the Daiyusha video? We are not doing the Daiyusha video until Great Daiyusha, and that's because Daikaiser is finally saved. He's saved by the strength of foreign workers who are our construction workers. Oh, sorry, he's not a foreign worker. He's a Dimensional Robo too. Oh, I guess it exists in modern time now. Oh wait, we already knew that. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Season 4 here. Today I am back to talk about Daikaiser. Because the last time I yelled the Daikaiser name in Japanese, I got a complaint from YouTube. So I know you guys are listening. So today we're here to talk about Daikaiser with our new promo. This is Dimensional Robo Daicrawler, and he saved the day. Like genuinely, he may not be the most expensive promo price wise, because you know women are more valuable than men. Don't quote me on that. But the main reason is this guy just solves the complete deck, like unironically. Like every issue Daikaiser had, which we did mention in the previous video, links in the description, this guy does solve. So today we're gonna spend the video talking about this guy, and yeah, today we are joined by Fate of Off.
Hello.
So hello once again. Just before we continue, if you have not watched the previous Daikaiser video, link in the description, you won't understand anything in this video. I assure you wholeheartedly you're wasting your time. Because you need to watch that video so you know what's wrong with this deck. And then we'll tell you why it's solved. Okay, so let's just establish that right now. Okay, let's get right into it. So in this deck, we play 3 copies of this new promo called Dimensional Robo Daicrawler, and I went out to get him in foil. So yeah, I got non-foil, I sold it off, so you guys aren't getting this video. Okay, what does it do?
Okay, so Daicrawler solves a lot of the problems for Daikaiser in 2 different ways. So his first effect is that when he's discarded, you for any effect, so it's just when he discarded during your turn, you energy charge 2. For free. If you have a dimensional, yeah, you need to have a Dimensional Robo Vanguard. Then
not a problem.
Yeah, so your entire both Daiyusha and Daikaiser can benefit from the discard, because energy charge 2 is exactly gonna neck the cost of the energy blast 2 that you use to call for the Daibase.
Okay, here's the reference. If you don't know what we're talking about, now you will.
Yeah, so Daibase needs you to energy blast 2 to call a Dimensional Robo for your soul. So energy charge 2 just nice will refund that cost back.
So free.
Yeah, then the bottom effect only really works for Daikaiser. So this bottom effect is that when this card is in the soul, when your Vanguard stands, when your Dimensional Robo Vanguard stands, if you have 2 Vanguards, you may bind this card from your soul, and you choose your Vanguard and it set its drive to 1. So Daiyusha got errata, like we said in the previous video, to that he now restands, but when he restands, all of your Vanguards -2 drive. So
and you may be wondering who's all. Yeah, just so you know.
All your Vanguards -2 drive, which means that he will restand with 0, your Vanguard will restand with 0 drive, which is the main problem with why the restand attack had very little pressure, because it had no drive checks. And drive checks is sadly the name of the game this year, because oh my god, I love triple drive, 5 attacks.
I love you, Basagra. I love you, Prison. I love you, Halulu.
I love you, Off Knights.
Off Knights died, bro. He died, bro. Have you not seen?
Okay, then so the fact that he already gives a drive to your Legion Vanguard is really really good. But he also has one more effect, is that if this turn you have Legion, so if they didn't need to make it more obvious that this card is only used for Daikaiser, then only Daikaiser can Legion for now.
Hey, don't say that.
So if your
True Daiyusha is coming, you're not ready.
So man, if your Vanguard Legion this turn, which means that it's conducted Legion this turn, means that you put 4 cards back to the deck, and then you put your Legion mates, and then all of your front row. Then all of your front row rears gain +5.
Front row rears?
Yes, only front row rears.
Front row units?
No, only front row rears.
Alright, that's fine.
So essentially, they basically solved the 2 biggest problems. I'm going to say solve. They tackled the 2 biggest problems that Daikaiser has, which is that the fact that the restand is really weak because there's no drive checks, and that the rear guards are also really weak because you don't persona, right? So now they've given you half a persona and they've also given you one drive back. So the one drive I think definitely solved the Vanguard pressure problem that the deck originally had. And the rear guard power is a work in progress. Like, you know, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain that, you know, now the rear guards are hitting for wet noodles now because they've given us plus 5k. It's like,
I mean that does help.
Plus 5k is great. It's half a persona, which means that now more than ever, I think you need to.
Yeah, but to help you out, Daiyusha also just tosses 5k to everyone for free.
Yeah, but the problem is that
the 5k at first didn't matter, but now with 5 and 5, that's 10. So it hops over 1 defensive.
It hops over 1 defensive, but it's not really I mean, before this card, before Daicrawler came out, the deck was already outputting decent number, but it's just not competitive for today's standards. It's like the max number is like what, 43.
43, yeah. Considering this guy.
Yeah. Daibase, Shadow Kaiser is a 28 plus a 15, that's just max 43.
Oh, wait. I need to say this one. Where did you go? Shadow Kaiser! Okay, I got to say that once. I needed that. I needed to get out of my system.
Yeah. So the half of the persona I think definitely does give the deck a lot more teeth because now the rear guards are no longer like hitting for wet noodles. You can actually make a 58k line which forces out the OT on another column, so that means that your opponent has to think twice about throwing the OT casually against your Vanguard, knowing that you can't retire it. It's like
too bad now, you got drive check now.
Well, the level is a lot less frustrating, but Daikaiser I still feel lacks a lot of. It still lacks the way to get the opponent to 3 damage where the guard restrict is actually important.
No, there is a way. Just pull crit triggers. Just imagine Chris's face looking at you here now. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, be grateful is not 0. Okay, before we end this video, because it's not a very long video, why are we playing at 3? And how do you use this card? Yes, that's more important. How do you use this card? Like, do you hard mulligan it out? Do you search it with the base? Because as you know, modern Zigen Robo actually has more moving pieces than premium Zigen Robo, which sounds stupid when I say it out loud. But how exactly do you apply it in this?
Okay, the thing is that with Daicrawler, generally you only really need to hard mulligan for 1 to make the energy of the deck extremely easy to solve, because the fact that we now have energy charge 2 on demand means that Daibase can finally come back to Daikaiser, which is very good actually now because Prison is running around.
Yep.
And you need as many decks that have very strong grade 3 rear guards are all coming back to play now. So stuff like Daibase and Shadow Kaiser are really good to have as front row rears so that you can completely shut down the Dairy Violet.
Shadow Kaiser! Okay.
Yeah, so the fact that now your energy, because previously Daikaiser really couldn't use Daibase because you energy blast 3 every turn for the boss unit. So Daibase basically had absolutely no place in the deck because you just run out of energy. But now there's a very high chance that you will actually overcap on energy, especially if you go second. Right. So any cards that you have that are really good at using energy, whether it be Daibase or maybe in a future format it may just be the Gun Cycler. You know,
we may go back to that.
Yeah. So for essentially the Daiyusha build, playing Daicrawler definitely helps using both Daibase and the Gun Cycler in the same deck. So that's one method. So I think just mulliganing for 1 is not bad, because the Daikaiser has the benefit of really not having to really care about what mulligans for besides Glory Maker or any of your grade 3s which you can't search out with the base.
So the grade 3s, as we mentioned before, are Daibase and
Shadow Kaiser.
I didn't say it.
Yeah. So any of those, so like is the Daikaiser being super flexible with his mulligan is one of the reasons why, you know, he's feels a lot better than Daiyusha now, because we are in a format where have not need to worry so much about, where you need to really plan your mulligan around your opponent rather than what your deck wants to do. So because many of the best decks now, they have to plan their mulligan for their own game plan. So if you can plan, or if your deck is flexible enough to counter their deck with just the cards that you can mulligan for, or certain pieces that you have in your deck, then that already puts you huge way ahead than some of the best decks in the format now. It's like Minerva, Off Knights, Hatluru. The only exception is Prison, because Prison really doesn't care.
Prison don't give a shit.
You just need rifle. And
did you see how she killed Ezra on TV? Okay, anyways, the next question is still why not 4?
Okay, so The reason why we don't play 4 is because even though this is a Legion deck, it's a deck that doesn't really have a lot of survivability, so you want to try and end the game as fast as possible. And if you cannot end the game with 3 Legion Vanguard swings, something is very wrong. If you cannot end the game in 3 full turns of Legion, then you can use Daicrawler. It's like it will feel very, very bad if that cannot happen.
Okay, but then the point still remains that because his skill is so good when discarded, he gives you free resources. Why not just play 4th?
Because also the fact that this deck is really, really tacked out. I think I'm playing like quite a lot of 2-offs and 3-offs at this point to ensure that it is flexible enough to do to maximize every single thing that Daikaiser wants to do, which is to set up early, have very strong early aggression to push your opponent to 3, and then every turn you pressure them with needing to throw 2 PGs to stop your Vanguard.
That is true. I am starting to see a lot of 2-3s, 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 2-3s.
Yeah, so there even is an argument of dropping Daicrawler down next time or keeping him at just say max a 2-off so that you can run more Glory Maker, you can run more Bordery, you can run more things that actually help you get the early game aggro out, which then lets you actually play the game properly on turn 3 and turn on your first 2 Legion turns where Daicrawler is the most impactful, and then after that point when your opponent really doesn't have that many PGs left, then the extra dry check really won't make much of a difference because it really ripped out a lot of their shield in their hand. Then you can just focus on having very, very strong Vanguard swings and stuff like that.
Okay, so now the last question for you is, will you use the Daibase to put Daicrawler into the soul?
Yes. So
you will.
Generally your first Daibase should always be for Dailady, because Dailady branches you into every single other Daibase for the rest of the game, so long as that Dailady remains in circulation. So your first base is always Dailady, every single time, because without fail, she's the one that gets you every other. Because unlike Daiyusha, you don't need the machine parts.
Yeah.
You can just get the Dailady immediately.
Your machine parts are here,
which gets you the rest of the bases. Then your second Daibase, should be for either Daicrawler or Daibattle. So it depends whether you've already seen Daibattles out yet. But if you haven't, then you definitely just search for Daibattles, because having Daibattles in circulation, especially because we play Daiwing, so if you go second against a deck that you don't want to superior right against, you can actually just use Daiwing to loop this one copy of Daibattles for the rest of the game.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And if you superior right, then you can just use Daibing to get Dailander out, to get Kaiser Grader out instead. So it really doesn't matter. But just having the Daibattle set up in your soul to then use for your first Legion turn, and then basically you have guaranteed that you at least have the crit pressure at the very minimum.
Ooh.
Yeah. Then for your third base, which is usually the last base before it's time to Legion, that's when you search for Daicrawler.
If you haven't found it yet.
Yes. Because but even then it's like you've already used these 2 base activations, number 1 to call Dailady and number 2 to search for Daibattle. So only on the 3rd turn when you can actually set this order, then you're just gonna search for the Daicrawler anyways. Because even if you've already seen it, you use 1 to put it from drop to soul. You use the second one to take it from deck to soul. So that's only 2 already. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Alright. We've got 2 more things to cover before we end the video for 1. Can this card be played in Daiyusha? Like a pure Daiyusha?
Yes, it can. Even just for its first effect, there will probably be a world where you actually do play this in Daiyusha, because the energy charge 2 really is
that good.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I saw it, I was like, it's free resources, so
the only problem is that unlike Daikaiser, there aren't as many outlets that you have to actually discard, because Dragon doesn't discard like Kaiser. Kaiser Superior Right is a discard, so that gives you more outlets to even use Daicrawler.
Right.
But Dragon is put a card to soul. No, Daibattles gives Dragon the thing to put the card to soul to Superior Right.
And then in addition, Daiyusha at the end of battle, he attacks, he moves a card from hand to soul. He doesn't discard.
Yeah.
So not too many uses for
his bottom effect is basically completely useless for Daiyusha because they don't have 2 Vanguards on the Vanguard circle.
Right.
But just for the energy charge too, I think playing him as like a 2-off or like or something like that just gives you things to actually do when you just, so it gives you ways that you don't have to be so stringent on your energy outlet. So things like Daibing, things like the Gas Cycle, things like the Ace unit, even if the Ace unit ever if there ever is space to play the Ace unit in Dimensional Robo, then yeah, you can just run Daicrawler. But definitely for now, Daiyusha, I think hold on to your jets. Like no real reason to like. There really is not much reason to play Daiyusha right now because there's a lot of decks that just blind go second now. So Daiyusha already has lost its innate advantage of being like one of the only blind go second decks in the format. And you would just rather play a right line that is far more flexible and willing to go first or second.
That is so fun. Blind go second decks. I love you, Koutei, bro. And just for the record, this card cannot be played in premium.
Yeah, because
do not try. I know.
No, I mean
y'all will try.
No, I mean you can.
But
you need to play a D-Legion Vanguard. So
yeah, if you want to play D-Legion Brandt Gate, there's only this guy.
It specifies that. I mean, unless you don't care about the 5k, you can just play this in the true ultimate dimensional Robo great Daikaiser.
No, but that only gives you the drive.
Yeah, it gives you the drive.
But that's it.
Yeah.
But that does not drive.
And that one is a net negative because the great Daiyusha's not even out yet.
Yeah. So that means if you're playing this in premium, you can't really get anything out of it.
Yeah, I mean you never know.
I mean, would you play this in premium?
I don't play premium.
Oh, controversial take. We're gonna get cancelled. Okay, and that will wrap it up for our Daicrawler little video, which has dragged on to 15 plus minutes for some reason. Overall, I'm very happy this promo. I think when we first did the Daikaiser video, like I think we were pretty objective in telling the strengths and weaknesses of this deck. That despite it having so much more firepower, it traded off so much on the base of this deck, no pun intended, that like it really suffered. But seeing a card like this come out and patch a lot of the little issues in a simple little construction vehicle little guy, I love it. I love it so much. The fact that they are still doubling down on the idea that the Digen Robos are alive in modern era, the fact that they have modern mates, like they have Daiwing and they have Daicrawler, like I love it. I really do. So to the Digen Robos of today, of modern Cray, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for existing. And for Daikaiser, I hope you enjoy your new tournament promo for November, December. And who knows, maybe you can come on King or Jang. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Elder Breath Simulator again, but you know, we could just do that. You guys really loved the last battles video, so we really could. Yeah, I guess that's really about it. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.
I love DivineZ.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about this deck. Yeah. It's him that he does a little spin, then the face. I don't have a name card though, so I can't really do that. Okay, this is game weird. Okay, wait. Last thing before you go. This is a must play card.
Yes.
Yes, must play. Or you'll die.